We on. Yes. Yes, we are on. Alrighty. Well, we're back. We're back in search engine land. So, I've been doing, what have I been doing? Well, yeah, we did, me and Jennifer did Go pointers on Monday. And then we did, kind of something related to this. Well, I guess related to what we were doing last week, last Friday. And that was what were we doing last Friday? I think we did a bunch of Svelte, and then after that we did a bunch of trying to package this up in Docker, and then deploy Docker to ACI, Azure Container Instances. Well, Docker is a lot of things. If you go and look at products, you can see they've got a bunch of stuff. Docker Desktop, Container Runtime, Developer Tools, Docker App. Docker is kind of like, it's a company and it's an open source project and so on. But anyway, that was highly related to what we did last week, because it was all about trying to get our front end code hooked up to our back end code, which we did, and then get that all packaged up into a Docker image, which is kind of like, it's kind of like a VM, but it's not a VM. It's sort of more along the lines of a tarball. But I say it's kind of like a VM because it's that same concept of taking everything you need, which means your app's dependencies, assets like CSS or JavaScript in our case. So assets, even like packages you need on the OS, taking all that, packaging up into one place, and then at that point it can run wherever. So if like you're building an AMI or an Azure image or a GCP image or whatever, it can't really run on your machine, but you can build it on your machine with like Packer. If you haven't heard of Packer, this is a super cool project by HashiCorp. You can build images. So check it out. You can build VirtualBox images, VMware images, Azure images, AWS images, VMware, like I mentioned, DigitalOcean. Packer can even build Docker images. So it's an all-in-one kind of deal to build your VMs. With Docker, there are a few tools, but the most common tool is the Docker command line tool that can build your images. And then you use this thing called a Docker file. Let me open up the code here. You use this thing called a Docker file, which, we have a Docker extension. Let's install that. Let's go on a little tangent. Reload. All right. You got this thing called a Docker file, and these are the steps that you want to take to build your image. And Packer kind of has something like this too. It's like, these are the steps I want to take in order to build my virtual machine for any platform. And so similarly, these are the steps I want to take to build my Docker image, and that image then is a standard runtime format that can run on my machine if I have Docker installed, which I do, and it can run, where can it run? It can run on AWS, Google Cloud Platform, Azure, DigitalOcean. It can run on a platform called Kubernetes, which is an open source container orchestrator, and you can run that on your local machine, or you can have your cloud run that. It can run a lot of places. This is an open format, and tons of platforms support it. So last week we built a bunch of front end code. Where was that? app.svelte. I thought I had this. I know why I didn't have this installed. I switched my distro from last week. I am now on Ubuntu. My Debian blew up. The Docker. Well, let me back up actually. I changed over to the. I don't remember if I did this before last week. I changed over on Windows Insiders from the dev channel. I'm sorry, from the beta channel to the dev channel. And then I had tons and tons and tons of problems with Docker. So I had to research and figured out that the authentication, there's this thing called an auth provider. So that authentication provider broke in one of the dev channels of Windows Insiders that I upgraded to. So it broke and I'm stuck with that. Well, right now I'm not stuck, but right now I'm still on that particular build, the dev build. So I have a hack. I have to do this hack every time I start up a new VM to enable Docker builds or Docker pushes to happen, which is fun. So it's fun. But I switched my distro so that I could still use the Windows-based Docker desktop. So that's this thingy right here. But also I have Docker installed on Ubuntu as well. And so this is kind of a testament towards Docker being portable. So like I can run Docker anywhere. Hey Ivor, welcome. Thank you. Good job doing multi-stage builds. Thank you very much. This I actually took from an open source project that I work on. So someone else, let me show you where I took that from. So someone else built this. Here it is. Someone else built this, and there's a lot more to it, obviously. But I copied it and pared it down. So like it's for building Go, and this is for building Go too. And the thing that I like is the finalized image is Alpine, so it's pretty small. But I didn't have to go and use Scratch, and Scratch is like the smallest image. It's got practically nothing on it. Oh, Ivor, thanks so much for the follow. So yeah, Scratch has practically nothing on it. You have to install a bunch of stuff just to get a Go completely kind of hermetically sealed binary with no external dependencies. You even have to install stuff on Scratch just to get that to work. So I like Alpine because it's a pretty good medium, like compromise between the nothing you get with Scratch, and the kind of big base image you get for like an Ubuntu base image. Yeah, Ivor, right on. Scratch is good until it's annoying, for sure. And I think I mentioned this a couple streams ago. I saw a talk at a Go conference kind of recently that was about how to, first of all, build Go and run it on Scratch, and then how to pare your Go binary down to like under 2 megabytes. At which point, like, you're stripping out debugging symbols and all kinds of other things, so that you basically have Scratch, the root certs, root SSL certificates, and this tiny little Go binary that's up and running. And like they were able to show a Kubernetes development tool with what was it? It was a Kubernetes development tool that automatically pushed your Docker image. It built and pushed your Docker image into Kubernetes, refreshed that code. So wait, I'm trying to get this right. So it didn't build any Docker images. It didn't even build your Go code locally, actually. It only sent up the files that had changed from when you added, from the last time you built and got the code onto Kubernetes until now. So only the files that had changed. It pushed those files into Kubernetes and then rebuilt only the layers, because Docker files are represented with layers. It rebuilt only the layers that you needed to rebuild inside of Kubernetes, and then it refreshed the Docker container in there. And the presenter, I think, was able to get a redeploy happening in under 5 seconds, which if you've used Docker before and if you've used Kubernetes before, that usually takes maybe 30 seconds to a minute in like a really good case. So these Docker images are pretty versatile and they're pretty easy to really pare down using something like Scratch. But yeah, as you said, it can get pretty annoying to try to deal with all that stuff. So in this Docker file, which I copied from this one in that Athens project, in this Docker file, I pared it down. But basically what we're doing is we're starting with the Golang sort of base image that's got all of the Go tooling set up. What does it have? It's got all the Go tooling set up. It's Alpine Linux base. It's got the Alpine Linux kind of tool chain, which is pretty small. It's got like a shell and some of the basic tooling like ls and cd and all that. And it has the root certificates and a pretty good base image to run Go on, but I'm just using it to build Go. So each of these commands here, from, work, dir, copy, these are all a layer, and layers are cached. So if, for example, I want to rebuild my Docker image, but I haven't changed any code, this layer on line 7 won't get run again because we're just copying code. And it's all the same. Same thing here, like if I've already built it and I haven't changed anything, it's not going to rerun this and so forth. So in this layer, we're changing the directory. And similarly, like here, we cache the base images. Docker caches the base images. So first time I run it on a brand new VM, it's going to have to download Golang 1.14.6. But at that point, after that point, it's not going to have to download anything. So we changed directory into the Go path. Don't really have to do this, but it's a good idea, just as convention. Copy all of the code from my machine into this thing called a build context, so that the actual process that builds the Docker image has access to all the code. We then build our Go code. So we're saying, don't use cgo, which is a little complicated concept, but it's what you got to do if you're building inside of Alpine or when you're running inside of Alpine. This is using the newer Go dependency system and the standard one called Go modules. And then we're outputting the final binary to /bin/go search, and we're building the code in the current directory. So that's everything that I copied in from my actual machine. And then we're saying, now I'm done building, so we want to base the final Docker image off of Alpine 3.11.5. We want to take the finished binary that we built from the builder image, so that was this one, everything from here all the way down to line 13. We want to take that final image, or final binary, and put it into the /bin/go search directory in the finalized image. Want port 3000 to be exposed, and then when you run the image, it's called running a container. When you run it, by default, I want it to just run the binary. Okay? So let me get back to installing. We're going to just jump to the front end real quick. And by the way, if you're new to the stream, I like to do things in a semi-ordered fashion, but I kind of like tangents too. There's a lot of interesting stuff out there, of course, in the tech world. It's Friday. It's cool to like jump around and just learn. So if you've got stuff you want to talk about, if you got questions, comments, whatever, nothing is too big, nothing is too small. Just throw it in the chat. All I ask is you stick to the code of conduct, which is on the front, my about page for Twitch, but also it's kind of just be nice as well. Be courteous, be nice, don't be crappy, be inclusive, and so forth. But if you want to read more about it, it's on the about page, and I just ask that you adhere to that. So keep those comments coming. So this is Svelte Code. Andy Schneider, what's up? Would you say optimizing image size is something you do for every image you make? Sometimes I feel like I don't care too much. That's a good, thanks for bringing that up. That's an excellent question. I think, just like a lot of things, right, it's kind of like about moderation. You can go super far, like we were saying about Scratch. You can go super far, and then like Ivor said, it's annoying. You got to deal with, basically, it's kind of like building your own OS, your own Linux OS. Like imagine what it would be to build your own Linux distro. That's crazy hard. Building your image off of Scratch is not anywhere near that hard, but it's the same level of annoying. So that's going too far to me, unless I am doing something like really mission critical. that's at massive scale. Then it's worth it. Then it pays off. I basically try to go with Alpine because Alpine is this pre-built small image, and it's so easy. Once you learn what's in Alpine and you learn how to kind of get around, and you learn like how the package management works inside of Alpine, you learn a few of those things and you get a lot of return on that investment. So that's as far as I go. I just say I'm running on Alpine, and 95% of the time for the things that I'm doing, that is enough. So that's as far as I go, like I said, 95% of the time. I don't really think about it as optimizing, because you'll see in some cases, like in this Athens one, we're running Alpine, but look at all the stuff we're adding. Bazaar, Git large file storage, Mercurial, the OpenSSH client, Subversion, and the list goes on and on. So like this makes the image bigger, right? And honestly, like this image ends up being a big Go binary plus a bunch of other packages, and we just kind of said, this is what it is, and we don't care beyond this. Because these packages are kind of the minimum things that this project needs. And I'm sure we could get it trimmed down even more, but we just didn't, because we said, okay, we're doing Alpine, that's pretty good, and we've got to have this stuff unless we do a ton more work to allow the project to not use this stuff. And at that point, we're good. We're going to just leave it at that, and that is the trade-off we're making. So, I hate saying, I said this last week too, I hate saying it depends, right? Because like it's easy to say that because it's true. It depends on what you're doing. But instead I like saying it's more of a trade-off. So if you're going to be building an image that's going to be deployed 80,000 times a day, right? I mentioned this before too, but I always go back to this when I'm talking about Docker. I heard a talk a while back from, actually watched this on YouTube, from, I think, the VP of infrastructure at Google. And he said that they deploy 1 billion containers a week. So if you're deploying 1 billion containers a week, let's say your image is 3 megabytes and a Scratch-based image was 1.5 megabytes. Well, that 1.5 megabyte difference times 1 billion is a heck of a lot of network traffic. So at that point, it's going to pay off to go with Scratch and really focus on optimizing. But for this case, if I'm going to be deploying my search engine, maybe I'm going to be deploying it like 5 times every Friday, the network traffic for that is nothing. It's nothing. It's going to be well within the free tier of any cloud I'm working on. And it's really going to be, maybe I'll be wasting 5 to 10 seconds more for pushing the image up to Docker Hub and pulling it back down than I would if I really focused on optimizing. And I also, life is short, and I also don't really want to spend my 2 to 2.5 hours on Friday while I'm streaming. I don't want to spend that optimizing Docker images. I'm just not into that right now. I'm more into building a search engine and showing it all to you folks. So, long answer. I like to give long answers. I hope that helped. I hope that helped for sure. So before I go into the front end part, let me go and install the Svelte plugin. I think it is the official one from the Svelte team. Is it this one? IntelliSense, blah, blah, blah. Use Svelte docs parser for getting info on components. Go to definition. Or is it this one? Hover, TypeScript, JavaScript. I'm going to go with the official one. Even though it's got less downloads, I think official is probably better. Reload. Okay. So we covered Docker. Front-end stuff. We built Svelte. Yeah, and yeah, 1 billion containers a week, not quite there. Yeah, I'm up to, between this and the Wednesday stream, probably up to, I might be in double digits. We might be in double digits now. Me and Jennifer probably did about 5 On Wednesday last week. I think I did about 5 for the search engine. This week we might get to 10 just today. So we'll see. So yeah, recap on the Go stuff and the front end stuff. So we've got our API here. This is using the Echo framework. If you haven't heard of the Echo framework, let's just go see it real quick. Well, first of all, let me back up. So this is GoDoc. This is pkg.go.dev. So it's documentation. If you haven't seen it, it's documentation for every single Go code, Go library, Go module, Go dependency. Let's call it that. Every single Go dependency on GitHub and GitLab and a few other places. Obviously, it can't find all of them, so you can actually submit them and have pkg.go.dev go and get it and make docs on it. And then after that point, it crawls them. This is a Google hosted service, so of course it crawls and it searches pretty well. So I'm going to check out Echo. You can go to Labstack, you can go to echo.labstack.com. You can read like kind of the marketing about it, but the basic idea is it's a great web server. It's built in. You don't have to host like Apache or anything else like that. You have a server built into your binary. So in Echo, your code looks like this. Basically, you create a new Echo instance, use these things called middleware, and then you use routes. So this one right here is saying when someone goes to like the root, the home page, this hello handler gets run right here. This is it. So in the search engine's case, we've got echo.new. We'll get into this in a second. This is for HTML templates. Got our same middlewares, and then down here we have a root route. We've got a root route that's all about. This is all about serving our HTML. Then we've got our API for actually doing search. We've got some JSON decoding and encoding going on. Then we proxy the search term and make a request to Bing, the Bing Search API. So basically, it's a free API for your, what is this, your second favorite search engine maybe? Mine, let's see, so my favorite one would probably be DuckDuckGo. I work at Microsoft, but I'll be honest, I rarely use Bing. But it's cool because they have a search engine. They obviously have a search engine. They have an API to their search engine. So you can use the API for free. Did I have a link in here? There we go. There's a link in here for the Bing Web Search API. So the link goes right to the Go documentation. I'll put that in the chat. The link goes right to the Go documentation, and it's like a whole thing about what the response will look like. You have to copy and paste this massive struct in so you can decode the Bing search responses in to your Go program. You have like this endpoint, and you get an access key. You got to get an access key for free. And then you make the request and you decode the request here, or you decode the response here, and then they give you like the complete code sample. So I copied that in, I kind of sliced and diced it and put it in all kinds of different places. Like for example, this is that big old struct. But basically we've got a search engine working. So the Echo server, it renders this. It renders this page. So this page is basically little HTML that, what does it do? It's a little bit HTML that loads in the Svelte code. So like the base HTML is this. HTML, just a bland head and a bland body. We've got a little footer called Foolin'. I don't remember where I got this. I got this from where did I get this? I got this from this template renderer called EchoView. So EchoView built Foolin. I think that's the GitHub username of the person who built EchoView. They put it in the footer. And then at this point, the Svelte takes over. So we've got this build tool called Rollup that the official Svelte example comes with. So as far as I know, it's kind of like Webpack, if you've heard of Webpack. So Rollup, it had its own server, but I turned that off because we're serving the Svelte via our Go server. You say the input file is main.js. You want to output a public /build/bundle. This bundle file gets served up by the Go code as a static file. You have a Svelte plugin that figures out how to build that Svelte code, and some other stuff that I haven't even looked into yet. I have no idea what's going on with that. And then the main.js basically loads the Svelte code. So at this point, we've got a little bit of boilerplate to set up the Svelte code. We're just saying, all right, start up my Svelte app and inject all the Svelte goodness into the body, the root of the HTML body, the root of the HTML content. So our Svelte code is this. We've got a script, and then outside the script, we have HTML, and then inside of style, we have CSS. So basically, we don't have a title yet of the search engine, so suggestions welcome in the chat if you've got a title. We've got a form. That's where you type in the search term. You click on I'm feeling searchy, and then you've got a bunch of results. So this is how you do a loop in the Svelte template code. We're looping through the results. We're showing each one as a link. And then up here we've got code. So we've got onMount. I don't remember what onMount. I don't think we're using that. So we have this async function that gets called when you click on the button, the I'm feeling searchy button. And yeah, we're basically just doing a fetch to make the request to our search API, which is at /API//search. Then you just decode the response. Because the response is up here in our handler. Where is that? This. It just has a result list of this name and URL. So it's a list of names and URLs. We decode that and then we shove it into this results list, which is up here on line 4. And that is right here. So that's the general flow. Let's run it real quick. And we had a bunch of to-dos. Oh no, Bing search key. Yeah, the Bing search key was in my other distro. So let me open that up. And cd source, go search. All right, so in order to avoid leaking my Bing search key, I'm gonna go over to secrets real quick. Okay. And then we've got, I'm going to copy my secrets over. What is this? Okay, cool. And all right. So I am using this tool called dir-env. Actually, let me show that. dir-env. So dir-env lets you create these .envrc files. Basically, you just put export blah. You can put other stuff too, but you can put like export blah. You can put a bunch of those lines in your dir-env. In your .envrc file, excuse me, and then when you run dir-env allow, then you run that once in your directory that has the .envrc, and you see something like this, loading .envrc, and then I did an export for my Bing search key, which is required. As you saw here, the code will not run without a Bing search key. And at that point, you have a Bing search key environment variable only when you go into that directory. And you only have to do dir-env allow once. And then from that point on, the next time you enter that directory, you automatically get the Bing search key. And if you wanted a different Bing search key in a different directory, you just put a .envrc in that directory, and you've got Bing search key A in this directory, go search, and Bing search key B in the other one. Oh yeah, the Eric.dev dir-env is the best. Yes, the best part is it will restore the old environment variables when you leave. You have to do dir-env allow each time you modify envrc. Yes, yes indeed, and it'll warn you of that. But it's just that if you've got one envrc here and another here, you basically just get both for free. You get Bing search key 1 in directory 1 and Bing search key 2 in directory 2. I use that all the time. But yes, when I modify envrc, I like how it tells you. It says you modified it, I'm not going to load the new one yet unless you actually allow it. Yeah, Andy Schneider, it saves me a ton of time. My one recommendation is make sure you don't check it in to GitHub. So I have it in my git ignore. It's a very good idea to do that, because if I were to accidentally check in envrc, I would leak my my Bing search key in GitHub in a public repository. And that's worse than me accidentally leaking it in this stream. So yes, definitely beware, definitely put it into your .gitignore. And yeah, so I'm going to close that before I leak it again, or before I almost leak it again. So let's run it. We've got our server running on port 8080. And it's broken. What's going on? I swear it worked last week. Bundle.js, bundle CSS. I bet we need to build the thing. So we have to go into front end, and we've got to run an npm script, npm run dev. So that's going to run our build tool, and it's going to watch. I don't know what -c does. Let's find out what -c does. We've got to go into the front end directory, and then npm install. And npm install is going to install all of our dependencies. The cool thing about Svelte is that we actually don't even need serve. That's for like a local dev server that we don't use. But the cool thing about Svelte is that you don't actually need any dependencies in order to run the code. You only need dependencies for development. That's because Svelte will take all of this and any other Svelte components you build. It'll take all of them and just build it all into a single CSS file, a single JavaScript file with no dependencies. So that's just plain old JavaScript, not even jQuery. Well, I don't think it has jQuery. It might build in dependencies, kind of like Go builds in a garbage collector, and you don't need an external thing to do garbage collection in Go. Same thing here. You don't need to pull in jQuery yourself. You don't need to pull in Bootstrap.js or React or Vue or whatever yourself. It builds it all into a single JavaScript file. And I really like that. I like that simplicity. So you only need these dependencies in order to do the build, to end up with a single bundle.js file. So I need to do an npm install to install all that development tooling here, and then an npm run dev. So here we go, npm install. I think I need to sudo that. Oh, actually, do I need to sudo that? What have I done? Oh, we got to install Node. New VM woes. Can we install Node like that? No. How do we install Node? Let's see. We need Node 10.0.0 or above. Install Node.js on Ubuntu. I think I already followed this guide. We might be able to figure out, does this have, oh, Node.js-v. Do we have it already? We've got V8, okay. So let's do an app update and then install Node.js. I think I have not updated my app repo in a while, but this might be old. Using node source, okay. Install a different version of Node.js. You use a personal package archive maintained by node source. They have more versions of Node.js available than the official repositories. We can install v14. All right. Make sure to replace 14.x with your preferred version string if different. I'm good with 14.x. All right. Haha, it's telling me to inspect the contents of the contents of the downloaded script before you sudo bash it. I am a bad, I'm probably not going to do that, I'll be honest. I almost never do that, which is terrible, but they say to do it, so okay, let's do it. We'll open it in VS Code. It's terrible to download code from the internet and then give it super user permissions to run whatever it wants. But yet I still do it, and I think a lot of us do. So what are we doing here? This is a deprecation warning setup. All right, it's installing what? It's installing an app transport, LSB release, GNU PG, updates the app cache, figures out what distro we're on. Oh, it's installing a new deb list. Okay. All right. Oh, and it's installing a bunch of stuff. So GCC and G++ to build the native extensions, probably make for the same deal. Installs yarn. And installs a couple. Oh, it installs an apt key. Okay. For yarn, I guess. All right. Well, let's run it. All right. Oh, haha, it's just telling us what to do next. Okay. apt-get install -y Node.js. Oh, there we go, 14. I see it. Okay. And then it's going to want us to install dev tools to build the native add-ons. And then they say you might want yarn too. Why not? Why not yarn? Run it all at once. One not upgraded. Oh, that's for GCC, G++, and make. Not surprised that's already here. Okay, cool. Okay, we've got 14. And we've got Node.js as an alias, I guess, to Node, or vice versa. Who knows? All right, so, oh yes, we have to go to our front end directory, npm install. Cool. All right, we've got a high severity vulnerability. I'm not going to even deal with that right now. And now we've got npm run dev. npm run dev. Okay. And now we should have stuff in our public build. Yes, there's the bundle. We've even got source maps. So our bundle looks like this. This is a dev build. 681 lines. Not bad. So we've got that, and then we've got we've got CSS that's minified. So not a lot, obviously, because we didn't put a lot of CSS in here. But regardless of how big it is, it minifies it, and that's cool. So let's try this again. Here we go. All right. So we don't know the title yet. So once again, title suggestions, search engine name suggestions welcome in chat. And then let's do a search. JavaScript. Are you broken? Oh. 500 internal server error for the server. What happened? Error. Cannot unmarshal DNS message. That's weird. Can we ping that API endpoint? api.cognitive.microsoft.com. No. Can we ping anything? Interesting. Etsy hosts. Oh, there's a DNS issue with WSL does to stop automatic generation of this file. WSL does some funky things with DNS. To stop automatic generation of this file, add the following entry to etsy.wsl.conf. I guess it's supposed to add. We're supposed to add the whole thing to etsy.wsl.conf. Okay. Can we do that? Is there even an etsy.wsl.conf? There is not an etsy.wsl.conf. Okay. I guess we're gonna just edit the Etsy host file. Typo in my password. We might need to actually add a WSL.conf file and put this line in it. Okay, let's do that. Okay. And then we're gonna edit this file, create an, what do we do? Let's shut these down, start a new tab, ping, bing.com. There we go. Okay, better. Go search, and then let's open a new. It's weird that we could download from NPM, but whatever, now we can at least ping stuff, so that's good. So let's try again. JavaScript. Another 500. Method get 500. Errors.go, lookup, cannot dial, api.cognitive.microsoft.com, cannot unmarshal DNS message. Again. We can't ping it. Let's print out, no, that's just the error. Weird. Let's open up the old. The Debian VM that we were doing yesterday, that we were playing around with yesterday. Yesterweek. Okay, that didn't work. Do we have our docs somewhere? It told us about an endpoint to use. api.cognitive.com. Verify the endpoint URI and replace the token string with a valid subscription key. Verify the endpoint URI. For the endpoint value, you can use the global endpoint in the following code or use the custom subdomain endpoint displayed in the Azure portal for your resource. I remember trying to use the custom subdomain last time, and that we could actually hit it, but then it would fail with I think it failed with a 401 last time. Anyway, Let's go see. I think I put this on my personal account. I think. Yeah, go search. Okay. Okay, make an API call, web search API reference, keys and endpoint, go search.com. Okay, let's try that. Let's try to ping it first. No. So weird. We can't even ping Azure.com. Oh, Google doesn't. Oh, they do. Okay. Wow. So weird. Maybe we should dare blow away our... No, we need these. We need these for Docker. Oh, the following lines are desirable for IPv6 capable hosts. All right. Let's put an IPv6 DNS server. I think the Cloudflare one supports IPv6. Cloudflare DNS. Here we go. No. Pass-free private. Nope, that's not the one. Is it this? Manage DNS? No. Cloudflare DNS IPv6. I promised that I would always search with my own search engine, but even the search API at this point isn't working. The search API that I built is not working, so we have to go back to DuckDuckGo. All right, there's the IPv6. Let's put it first. What's happening? That's no good. All right. Need to do this differently. Copy that. Let's try this again. Probably okay to put it at the end. Probably. Oops. Forgot to sudo it. All right. And we've got our 1111. Okay. Let's try to look up Microsoft.com. Got it. Azure.com. Got it. Ping Azure.com. They might not accept ping. Okay. Curl Azure.com. Okay, we can curl it. We can actually follow HTTPS, or redirect to HTTPS. I am echoey today. Definitely evil, I'm echoey today. It might be because my mic is a little farther away. How's this? Any better? I also turned down the gain on my mic. That might have had made a difference as well. Let me know what this is all about. Definitely evil. All right, so can we curl API cognitive.microsoft.com? We get a 404. Okay, so can we run our app here? Because we know we can curl that. Oh man. Something about Go. Oh, it's looking up the wrong DNS. It's using the wrong DNS server. 172.21.208. Is that in here? Or is that the A record that it's looking up? Is there an A record? No, there's no IP. That makes sense. Oh, here we go. 171.21.208.1. What is going on? Can we try and run this in Debian and see if that is messed up? Go run. I think we already built in here. Oh, yeah. Let's try this. Weird. Okay. That's about the same? Oh boy. Yeah, I got a new mic stand and I got a new well, I turned down the gain. I turned down the gain on my mic. Let's see. This might be a little better. We'll see. Let's see what the Debian Etsy host looks like. We are generating, I think, etsywsl.conf. So we have the same etsywsl.conf. I wonder if this is telling, I don't know how this works. I don't know how DNS works too well in WSL, but I wonder if it's using the Windows DNS settings. Maybe. Maybe. So maybe we can go back and blow this away. And just copy all of this. To close everything down, open up another Ubuntu. Oh, we didn't delete it? Okay. 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 So, let's open a new tab, start all over again. I have no idea if this will work. So first of all, okay, that works. Good enough for me. Restart. And 500 again. What's up? So I believe we're going to go over and just use Debian. That's just for now. And let's open a new tab. So we're going to go run. So I remember Eric.dev was on yesterday talking about he's going to go back to Linux. I'm feeling that way, kind of. So I actually have gotten used to Windows, and I kind of like Windows, especially because of the WSL2 stuff, because I can get Linux on Windows. And it's also nice because my work is Microsoft, so they have really good internal support for Windows. Oh, Eric.dev, installing it right now. Are you doing Arch Linux? Because I know BeginBot is also doing Arch, or he also runs Arch. I think he has for a long time. So curious to see how it goes. I've actually never run Arch before. Arch has always been my jam. Nice. Used it for years. Nice. Well, if I go this route, I am probably going to try Arch out, because why not? I would probably keep this build, this machine. I guess I'll probably tear down all of my WSLs and start over. Probably take a half day to do that. Stick with this for work for now. And then I either will build a new machine for Linux, or I'll switch and just build a smaller machine for Windows for work stuff, and then use this one for Linux. So we'll see. Not sure. Maybe I'll just wait for you to be the guinea pig, Eric, and see how Linux goes for your work stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna npm install, just in case. I think this is fine. Okay, npm run dev. All right, cool. So I need to open the open code on Debian. Always annoying when you have code open on Ubuntu, but saving, or yeah, you're saving code to Ubuntu, but you're running it on Debian. I've done that a few times, and it's just crazy. Not just Ubuntu versus Debian, but you're running it on, you have VS Code hooked up to one VM, and you're running it on a different VM. I've done that a bunch of times, not just in WSL2, but using VMs in general. So, all right, we've got something running. On to the real work. Whoa, did we get another 500? JavaScript. Okay, it works. All right. So we have some to-dos. Figure out what's going on with ACI deploy. That sounds good. So we're going to Docker build. Did we have an ACI command somewhere? I think we do. Let's just put it in a make file. ACI container create. Let's remind ourselves. AZ container create. And what do you do? AZ container create resource group -g and then --image. Okay. -g Athens --image. What is the image we're going to make? Let's create a Docker build and a Docker push target as well. Docker build. So we're going to build an AR/go search image, Docker push, AR/go search. And then we will use the image AR/go search. And we also need DNS. DNS name label, I think we just passed that. And we did pass the environment variable. -- environment variables. Bing search key. Is that what? Yeah, it's called Bing search key equals Bing search key. All right. So we also want to depend on Docker push for ACI deploy. So make ACI deploy. Really? Are we in the right place? Or are we on Ubuntu? Oh, yeah, it's not AZ ACI. Just AZ container create. Oh, we have to do this. All right, so we've got ACI deploy depends on Docker push depends on Docker build builds the image. So we're going to build the image, then we're going to push it to Docker Hub, then we're going to create it, we're going to run it on ACI. So that means that, well, ACI needs somewhere to pull the image down from, so that's going to be Docker Hub. I'm actually going to put a to-do in, I know we'll do it down here. Build the image in ACR tasks and host it in ACR. So ACR and ACR tasks are, the ACR stands for Azure Container Registry. Can't spell. Oh, I need to do it in my search engine now. Azure Container Registry. So that is this. Let's go to the docs for it. Nope, not those docs. These docs. So Azure Container Registry, we're going to go to the concepts. This is just like Docker Hub, but it's on Azure and it's mostly for private images, and that's fine. Basically, it's just a place to host an image that ACI can pull from, just like Docker Hub, but it's a lot faster because it's pulling from Azure's internal network, and the images can be stored much closer to where your container is actually running. But there's also this thing called tasks, and I really like tasks. If you're familiar with like GCP, they have Google Container Builder. This is similar. I think Amazon has something like this too. It allows you to push all your code up to Azure and your Docker file, and it'll build your Docker image in the cloud and store the resulting image in ACR. So it's sort of like how I showed the Docker file here. We did the copy ... This copied my code from my disk into the Docker image building system, which is copying code basically to localhost. ACR, you actually copy code up to ACR, and they have a temporary disk. They store your code, and then they literally run the same Docker build. So it's similar in concept to this, in that we're pushing our code up to ACR, and then they're taking care of the build. But the actual Docker build that they do is the same. They take the code from their temporary disk, load it into their Docker building system, and off to the races. So I'm going to leave that at the end. We don't have to do it right now. We're not going to lose a ton of time. So AZ container create, make ACI deploy. Oh, we have Docker problems. So this is, I have two kind of half measure VMs going on right now. Sudo nano docker config.json. I actually don't need to sudo that. We need to get rid of this. This is the bug, cred store. So I think we should work now. Oh, it works. Okay. Usually if Docker pull works, then Docker build and Docker push will work. So we've got that working. Cool. Okay. This is building the image. Right here is the Go build. We're pulling down the dependencies we need. Actually, we have to pull down dependencies every build, so it would actually be more performant. Yeah, it would be more performant to mount the image cache. There's a local disk image cache on my machine, on my Debian, and that local image cache, if we mounted it into Docker, it would allow us to not have to download these. I keep saying image cache. There is a local Go dependency cache on my disk, and if we mounted that into the Docker build context, then it wouldn't have to re-download every time. So Andy Schneider, you mentioned before, would I optimize image size for every image I make? I would rather optimize build times. So once I get a decent, once I use Alpine basically, and I get a decent middle ground between going full bore and optimizing everything versus just laissez-faire and leaving the image size at like a gig or whatever. Once I do that, then I would optimize for build times. And that would be a great way to start. So, we need a -n for ACI deploy. So, easy container list, and we're going to list it in table format. I deployed this before. It's called Go Search. Oh, and the resource group is Twitch. Okay. G is Twitch, N is Go Search, and we just Docker push, so I'm going to literally copy this and just run it. It's running, and let's see. Once we get it up and running, we can then try to actually hit it on the internet. It won't be TLS secure, so we're just gonna have to hit it on HTTP for now, but we'll get there for sure. Okay. There we go. Okay. Somewhere buried in this JSON is it? We might have to AZ container show. There it is. Fully qualified domain name. Oh, we gotta hit it on 8080. Or do we? Another thing I forgot. We have to specify the ports. Where is that? Port. Ports. 8080. Do you specify that as a list? I guess they don't have examples in here, do they? Nope, they do. Ports. Oh, you just put 8080 right after it. Okay. So this is telling ACI to expose port 8080. Running. Okay, cool. I think it'll be getting there. I don't remember the most recent behavior, but I think that every time we do a container create, it's going to pull down a new it's going to force pull the image again, even if the image has the same name and is completely cached. So I'm doing ACI create instead of ACI update because my image name doesn't change, and it's the exact same thing. So they have it cached, but I don't want them to just run the old one. I'm just getting in the habit of running, what am I saying? I'm getting in the habit of forcing them to pull the same image every time I redeploy, just so I make sure that if I accidentally, or if I purposely change some code, I don't accidentally run ACI update, because that would be very confusing for me. Okay, internal server error. So, what happened? We have to look at logs over here. AZ container logs -n go search -g Twitch follow. I think it's -s follow. No such file or directory. So open/views/layouts/base. So where is it opening that? We are somewhere creating, there we go. /views. Oh, you know what? We are not copying the templates or the assets into the finalized Docker file. So we are copying all the code, everything, but in here we're only copying the final binary. So copy --from equals builder, and we're going to copy, what are we going to copy? Views bin views and copy -- from builder. And we're going to copy frontend / public / build. And then what? Frontend public build to bin frontend public build. And before we push up and redeploy, we're going to actually just test this locally. So make Docker build is the key here. So we're just doing the Docker build, and then after we build it, we're going to do Docker run. Okay, so /bin no such file directory, overlay, merged views. Oh, we probably have to set, we probably have to specify the entire fully qualified path to the views folder. So let's just do this. So copy views to etc views, for example, whatever. Copy front end to etc front end. Let's do, there's a Docker, I think there's a Docker, we can just run cp-r and then run. So this allows us to run just a straight up command on the shell. In this case, it's not going to be bash, it's going to be ash, because that's what Alpine ships with. So now we want to copy from etc views and etc /frontend into /bin /views and /bin /frontend /public /build. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, cool. Got it? Okay, Docker run, port 8080. So mapping the Docker image port to the local port on my host. Bing search key not found. Ah, that's right. We've got to actually explicitly pass it in. Bing search key equals Bing search key. Okay. We got it on port 8080. So where was our, we don't have it. Okay. That worked. So we got a pretty good chance that it will work on ACI. So check it out. See how it says using cache everywhere? Using cache, using cache. It's because we just built it. We didn't change anything. So that was fast, and the push was fast because the caching comes into play there as well. So it's called content addressable layers. So each layer is cached, and the layer's contents are SHA'd or hashed. I think it uses SHA-256, so they're hashed. And before we push anything up to the Docker hub, we basically use, I think it uses e-tags. So it just says, do you already have this hash? If it already has it, we don't push anything, and then it just outputs layer already exists. So the push was fast because it didn't actually push anything. That was nice. Still, what's going on now? We're going to put this into our makefile too. ACI logs. All right, make ACI logs. Again, open /views. Why is it why is it trying to open /views instead of just views? Where is that happening? Maybe we need to take that out, the ./. Maybe. Let's see if that works. And let's open a new tab and just do ACI logs. Just keep it going. What do we call it? Oh yeah, make ACI logs. Ha! Again, that was Ubuntu. Okay. Why is it still printing that out? I wonder if we didn't update the container. I thought ACI create would do that. What are the commands here? Attach, create, exec, export, list logs, restart. Maybe we need to restart. Easy container restart, go search, Twitch, resource group. Okay, that worked. Okay, working on it still. We know that it's not logging anymore because the logging socket cut out. Which probably means logs are not attached anymore. Okay. Running. There we go. All right. So this, hopefully we're just making sure that it's actually, we're actually seeing the logs of the running server. Path/views, open/views. So that's what we saw before. Okay. So let's try this. Let's try actually, so this is what I do normally when I deploy Docker images and run them. I hash them. Each one I hash with the code, the current SHA of the Git head. So I hash each Docker image with that so that they're unique. So every time I change the code, there's a new Docker image with a new tag. So we're going to do git SHA equals, it's git rev parse, right? Git rev parse head. Yeah, and then we can do -- short. That's what I want. So I'm going to tag every Docker image with that. And we are going to do git SHA. We're going to tag it there. We want to push that tag. We're going to run. We're going to run it with that tag, and okay. So make ACI deploy. Docker build -t /go search git SHA. Oh, do I not do? Do I do that? How do you do? I forgot. I haven't written a makefile in so long. I will check out this makefile. I always use this project for reference. Date equals version equals, okay. I think I did that right. And they do a $ parentheses to run a command. Git rev parse -- short. Yeah. Okay. How do you use it? How do you use it? Oh, no squigglies, it's parentheses. Parentheses. Always forget which one's which. I use squigglies in the shell sometimes, so I guess I just defaulted to that. And by the way, I know they're not called squigglies. I like saying it though. Did I edit this in the wrong place? I did. Oh, and I got the variable name wrong. Okay, Still, I messed something up. Still. Git underscore SHA. Let's just print it out. Do we do this? Something is weird here. What is up? This seems to be fine. So this is using brackets. What? Very weird. Makefile underscore list. That's built in. Zip it up. How to use variables, objects, shell. Andy Schneider, is it $shell? Let's try it. Yes, Andy Schneider. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is perfect. He said, well, let's do a Docker build and just see it. That would have taken me a long time to figure out. Thank you, Andy. Or should I call you A&D Schneider? I keep reading Andy. Sorry about that if I am pronouncing that wrong. Which one is it, Andy or A&D? I can also call you something else if you'd like. Andrew, okay. Is Andy okay? Cool, cool. I'll call you Andy then. All right, so yeah, we got it built. We basically, this is another cool thing that I like. What's this? Anyway, this is another cool thing that I like. So it's content addressable. So that means that even if we build a different image name, since all the layers are content addressable and not addressable by name or ID, we still get to use the cache when we build and when we push. So you can see, using cache and everywhere, and then layer already exists. I really like it because it's elegant. ACI logs, okay. So that time, it didn't print. Oh, it just took a second. Okay. Still, /views. What's happening? It's trying to look up the base.html. So right here in our main, layout/base, it doesn't seem to be complaining about index. So that would be under views index. But then somehow in here, it can't find this. This, I don't know, this comment is weird. I don't think it reads this, but just to make sure. All right, and then there's something in this code, I think, that's weird about, or that's, I don't know, something's going on. We're gonna open this in the docs. Config. Root extension, the view root, we specified that, and it should be in the right place in the doc file unless I'm missing something. Bin go search, bin views, bin front end public build. Let's run our Docker image locally. For that, we're gonna do another makefile target. Go search. Make Docker image. All right, so I'm gonna make Docker image and then run. RM makes sure that it gets cleared from the image list, or from the running container list after we close it down. And then, what do we do? I think we do ash. We can run a shell. We have to put all this at the beginning, before the image name. Docker run -- rmit, make Docker image. Let's just do ls bin. Really? What is in Alpine? Let's see. All right. I think we might just be able to do sh. Yes. There's views, there's Go search. Front end has public build in it, and the bundle, CSS and JavaScript. So everything seems to be fine there. Let's do a Docker run as well. Docker run, then Docker run, rm port 8080, Bing search key, Bing search key, and then our git sha, our image. I just leaked my Bing search key. That's great. What did we do? Oh, we needed equals. So, turn on some secrets here. Okay, we're running. And we are gonna open up localhost. So it works on localhost. It doesn't work on ACI. Very weird. I wonder if ACI is a different file system or something. I have no idea. But before we start up, I think we can do something called an entry point. I think we can do that. Actually, we want to do bin. And you know what? Let's also do this. Let's make another directory. Put everything inside of there. Just to be sure. Oh no. Bin go search views, bin go search front end, and we're gonna ls bin. All right. And we're gonna put on some secret skin so that you don't see my Bing search key again. gonna build it real quick. Actually, y'all can see this. No problem with this. Okay. Building, building, building. Okay. Now I have to Docker run. I don't want to leak that key again. I'll roll it later. Okay. So we're at least going to just run this. So we can see, we won't be running it, but we can see our directories under bin go search. So we'll ACI deploy, and then we'll ACI log. And we'll see what's under that directory. Something's up. It's not pulling. I wonder if it's, oops. I wonder if we're running the wrong thing. ACI deploy. Okay. -- image. Okay. Is it running the wrong container? Huh. Something's up. Maybe there's a way. Oh, we can do AZ restart. AZ container restart. Go search. Twitch. And then after it restarts, hopefully we'll be able to see the contents of that directory. Hopefully. I'm guessing it will be the same as what we saw locally. And there's something else AZ specific, Azure specific. But who knows? This is why we're doing it, to verify. Okay, so it's there. bin/go search is there. Okay. All right. So there's something ACI specific. We're going to deploy and then restart. And just put the restart in here. AZ container, restart, go search. Let's just put it inside of our deploy. Which is the resource group. Make ACI deploy once again. Let's just, next time when we deploy it'll automatically do it, but not this time. Restarting. And let's make sure ED804D9. Okay, it's the right SHA. This one of the nice things is I can figure out exactly what code is running because I hashed the images, or labeled the images with the hash. Crash loop back off. Oh, that could be a problem. Okay. You can see the status of the container as well. AZ container attach. AZ container exec. Can we execute a command inside the container? AZ container exec. And then dash dash exec command ls bin go search. Go search is the name, Twitch is the resource group. Can we run the shell? No. /bin/bash. Won't do that for us. Can't attach to it, okay. It doesn't seem to output anything. Terminal call size, terminal row size. That's not helpful at all. All right, AZ container show. So this is the status again. Bin go search permission denied. That's a problem. I don't know if it's the problem. We got to solve that at least. So I'm not sure why this is the case, but my guess is, oh, this is the problem. And what we should do is check in to make sure we have a new git SHA. I've been forgetting to do that as well. So I'm just going to write a super descriptive commit message. And we'll push that up. Why not? Okay. So I don't think that mattered. What's up, Rockerboo? Echoing badly. I've had so many problems. I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing, I guess, with sound. I thought I did. I don't know. I have a new mic stand, but everything else is the same. It's a room mic or something. No? Well, let's make sure. Nope. It's this mic. Desktop audio. You are right, Rockaboo. You're right, 100% right. And let's put this and disable the other one. You're right. Blah. I'm sorry. I've been fiddling with things a ton, and this is what I get. Thank you, Rockerboo. Thank you. Oh, man. Okay. Nope, not this. Okay, we still get the server error. Make ACI logs. Ooh, I'm not at the top of my game this week, I guess. Still the same thing. Oh. Views, layouts, base, HTML, open. It's trying to open the root.
Yeah, I had a brief time doing a live show mixing, so the sound stuff gets me. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Well, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. I still think I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure I actually don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I get OBS. I know. I feel like I know enough about OBS to be dangerous. Um, People will forgive poor video. They won't forgive poor sound. Yeah, I I am for sure in agreement with that. Um, yeah, I mean, I know enough to be dangerous, I guess. Um, I was using this my webcam mic, which was very bad, as you heard, because there were problems with this mic. I don't know if you can see it. There's a mic here. If you can't see it, no, you can see it. I was having problems with this, as you all probably have heard in the past. I don't know if you hear me cutting out like earlier in past streams. Let me know, but I don't know. Fiddled with the gain, fiddled with the connection, fiddled with OBS, as you could see. Well, it was set to the wrong mic. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, render. Yeah, here we go. View engine, render read name, layouts slash base, path, views slash layouts slash base dot html error. Um, so in here, layouts dash base. All good now, at least most of the time. Does that mean you're still hearing echo? I hope not. Not echo. Well, either one, echo or me cutting out or going to mono or anything like that. Okay, all good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I just want to keep the sound good. I want to solve that problem. I have a, a secret stream for testing. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I go on there sometimes and just go testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, and see if it works. Uh, you used Mixer for testing? Nice. Mixer's no more, right? So maybe you do maybe you do Facebook. Or what is it? Where'd Mixer go? Facebook something? I don't even remember. Eric Dante, sound is good. Now I got to do something about that voice. You're not the first one to tell me that. To believe it or not, you're not the first one. Okay, we figured this out last time. What like master layout was and all that stuff. Um, and this works locally, so I don't know. Yeah, Eric.dev, yeah. I think most people were kidding. So I feel okay about that. Disable cache false when in production. Well, let's set it to false, I guess. You know what we'll do? We have this as a to-do somewhere anyway. For next time, we have a long to-do list. Yeah, we have it. My voice is not my worst quality. Oh, I'd love to hear what it is. Actually, no, I don't want to hear what it is. We had it to do somewhere in here for doing the cache, the template cache, turning it on in production. I don't know where it is. Cache. Guess we didn't have it in a to do, but it's something we definitely need to do. So let's do prod equals os.getEnv prod. This is going to be a lot of apps do this, but this is going to be very haphazard. We're not even going to convert prod to a boolean. It's just going to be straight up. If you pass the string true, then it's production. So disable cache is going to be true. And then disable cache equals false. False is. Okay, it's not. Well, it is used, but okay. So we're going to set that there. So if we're in production, we do not want to use the in production, we do not want to use the cache. So disable cache is going to, whoa. I'm way off my game today. Disable cache is going to be true. That means we want false to be the development version and true to be the production version. Rocker Boot prod equals 0. String-based Boolean is rough. Yeah. Well, we went through some string-based Boolean stuff in JavaScript last week. Truthy and falsy variables. If I remember doing the string false evaluates to a falsy value, I think. It was just a mess. I don't know how people keep saying, but they do. So whatever. Okay. So prod disable or enable cache. Do a commit. Make Docker build, or actually just do make ACI deploy and make ACI logs. We'll just tee that up. I don't know if the, we gotta set our environment variable. And so in here, we're gonna do our awesome Boolean string logic. Hear that? Boolean string. Gotta love it. All right. Views. Front end is copied in. Now we're building. Boolean string logic. String-based Boolean. I love it. Some people do, in here, some people do environment, and then you pass in an environment string. And it's like production, development, staging, whatever. That would probably be more, well, it would be less rough than this because prod equals prod is kind of weird. But it'd probably be more sustainable, like if we wanted to add a staging environment for the search engine or whatever, something like that. But for now, that's what we got. It's quick and dirty. Rockerboo still haven't gotten the cache working across jobs on GitLab Runner. Need to figure out if the volume is mounting properly. Are you using one of the local GitLab runners that you host yourself, or is it like the GitLab hosted one? Because I know I used to use a service called BuildKite, which was like GitLab CI or GitHub Actions, but it didn't host runners at all. You had to host them yourself. And I used block storage. Block storage seemed to work decently. It's just that I didn't have the money to have block storage on all the runners, so I just ran one runner. Seemed to work okay. It's just that the jobs were serial, so I had to wait a lot. ACI logs. Oh, well, did it read? Is that how the cache works? Did it read the templates in before I make a request? Apparently not. Oh, yeah. Okay, it just takes a second. GitLab suggests using S3 or GCS for store. Oh, I thought it would be using attached block storage, not object storage. Interesting. So do they automatically, like, would you write assets or something you want to be cached? Would you tell GitLab to cache it? Or does it automatically like send stuff up for you? Like if you write it out to a temporary directory or something. Oh, they have a cache volume, but it seems only temporary, like an ephemeral thing. Interesting. You have to configure it. Huh. Interesting. I wonder, does anything get written up to S3 after a job? I wonder. They also suggest having a Docker S3 compatible node. A Docker S3 compatible node. What is that? Is that a node that can run Docker? One thing that I've done in the past is, at least for assets that I don't want to have to download on startup, this doesn't really work for stuff that you dynamically generate from a CI job, but at least for stuff that you know you're going to have to download on every job startup, I just create a Docker image that I pull down, because you get to take advantage of that cache. So if the Docker image has like whatever, all your dependencies or something, you get to take advantage of the caching so that, like, let's say if you got 5 workers, well, all you need is for all 5 of them to pull the Docker image once, and then you're good to go. They all have all your dependencies cached. Oh, so let's see. You got Minio up. Yeah, I've used Minio a couple times. What are you using this for, Rockerboo? I assume you mean you're hosting this somewhere inside your own private cloud, and using this as your S3. Could it be something on the Minio side? Oh, I only want to test my jobs locally. Yeah, I get it. I got you. So when you test locally, is it saving the stuff to Minio properly? But then GitLab, when GitLab actually runs it? I'm kind of broke, so I can't get server stuff. I get that for sure. I definitely have been there. So are you running... Oh, interesting. Are you running a GitLab worker? Oh, you're running it locally. How is... That's kind of cool. I've never tried that. That sounds pretty awesome, actually. Running a CI worker on your machine. I guess that could get hairy, though, if you have a ton of jobs. Works fine pretty easily. Oh, cool. I've definitely hit the thing, the works on my machine thing. I think we all have. And then I wonder, like, works on my machine times a million, I guess, if your CI jobs pass on your machine, but then you ship them off somewhere to the cloud, and then they start all failing there because you forgot to install something on the cloud machine, the cloud VM. It's like works on my machine because my machine was set up for CI, but the CI machine wasn't, or something like that. Okay, so oh, the GitLab workers are slow. The free ones, it's faster to do it locally. Interesting. Rockaroo, what'd you trigger? Did you trigger a CI job? That'd be funny. Oh, I accidentally triggered a CI job in the cloud or whatever, and it's gonna take 10. Oh, the auto mod. Yeah, no, I get it for sure. I have moderators, but auto mod is fine, and I don't unless you say something terrible against the code of conduct on my channel, you're good. Eric.dev, your moderators are worthless. They don't even log into moderator view. They let the riffraff in. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a competition. Who's more riffraff, the streamer or the folks who come watch the stream? What does it say about you all that you're watching me? You're watching me struggle with something on the ACI file system, I guess. It could be the moderator. Yeah, Eric.dev, it could be the moderator. Well, it is... I almost have to... It's almost time for me to bounce. The mods smell bad, Rockerpoo. Yeah, for sure. So does the streamer. You know, we're all inside for quarantine and whatnot. I didn't shower this morning. I'm going for a run later in my defense, so I'll shower after that. Okay. So I gotta bounce in a little bit. I'm actually gonna go for a run. I wasn't lying. But there's a couple things that I noticed might be happening. Well, this is weird. My user agent for Edge Dev is Mozilla, Apple WebKit, Chrome, Safari. That's weird. Anyway, I'm not gonna get caught up on that. That's not what I'm going for. We obviously have a different host name. That's one thing. The other thing is we have a different user agent string, that's for sure. And then we've got, for some reason, it's trying to access /views instead of... Well, actually, maybe we can get around this. Rockerpoo, we had a good run, yeah. We did have a good run for our user agents. They used to say one user agent, but now I guess this is all of them is except for Opera. We don't have Opera or I guess this doesn't specify Android or iOS systems or Windows XP user agents, I guess. Yeah. Weird. Weird that Edge does that, but okay. So I have one idea as a hack. Maybe in our Docker image we can literally just put our views into /views and see if that'll work. I mean, this is a hack times 10, but who knows? Who knows if this will work? /views. And then I don't know if this, we'll just do /views. I don't know if it's going to be able to look up /front end using the echo. Where is the static file server? I know there's a static file server somewhere, isn't there? Maybe. Maybe it automatically has one. I know we set that up last week. I guess it works. I mean, it works locally. Works on my machine. So I guess it just comes out of the box, maybe. ACI deploy. Okay. Okay, cool. Da, da, da. Okay, created it. I would love if this hack worked. I would also love if I could figure out why the code is trying to get views from /views on ACI, but not locally, either Docker or running it straight up on the host. Rockaboo, hacking is bad. Once I heard someone tell me that, that hacking is different from cracking. So hacking is good, but cracking is bad. I don't know. That sounds crazy to me. I don't know. It sounds wrong to me, put it that way. Okay. Something happened. Okay, so I guess the views thing worked, so that's cool. Our hack worked. But now, I guess the JavaScript thing, it was true. It can't find /static/bundle.js. I guess we have to put our code, our built JavaScript code in front end. Let's try that. Make ACI deploy. Right. Latency now in human form. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. I'm a high latency person today. I am tired from the week. I'm way off my game too. I feel like I should know. You have those days when you're like, I feel like I should know the answer to this. I feel like I have the skills to figure this out, but there's nothing up here anymore. At the end of the week, I just have nothing in my brain anymore. It got sucked out from Monday through Thursday, I guess. Now it's Friday. But hey, I'm ordering food tonight. I'm not making food. This is the first time this week. This is the first time in a while, I think. I'm actually ordering food. That'll be fun. That's my excitement for the weekend. Okay. Our search engine is live. Finally. Right in the nick of time. There is our search engine. You got to go to port 8080. It didn't highlight that, I guess. I'm going to do one thing really quick before I bail. Okay. Ready for this. We're going to put a reverse proxy, a global reverse proxy / caching CDN in front of this whole dealio. It's called front door. I always use front door. Yeah, Rockerboo. Yeah, you can't select it. You can't hit the link? I'll put, well, when I do this front door deal, the reply stuff is messing it up. The new reply stuff, weird. Oh yeah, I noticed that. The new reply stuff. Huh. Well. Oh, I see. It's kind of weird. Yeah. I don't know how that, you're going to type it, but how does that go through? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, well, I think it gets through because I'm the streamer. I can paste links in. So let me create a front door. I thought I had a Twitch user resource group. Apparently not. Oh, how does it get to live on Twitch? I don't know. That's a good question. Wait a second. I thought I have a Twitch user group. I do. Oh. Oh. That's because I am in the wrong place. I need to sign into my work account. Because my Azure CLI has been using my work account the whole time. Weird. Okay, container instances. Well, it's not weird. It's just that I deal with my work account a lot, and so I had it set to use my work account by default. So there's Go Search. Okay. We're going to create a front door for Go Search. So add. We're going to use Twitch. Okay. Configuration. Step 1. Add a front-end host. Okay. Go search. Not available. Go searching. Go searching. All right. We're not going to use session affinity. We don't need a firewall. Step 2. Create a backend pool. Okay. We're going to just add a straight up URL. Backend host type is going to be custom. The IP or FQDN is going to be this. The HTTP port, HTTPS port, priority, and status is enabled. And finally, oh, we already created a back, did we? I thought we did. We're going to call the backend ACI, add a backend, custom host. I just did this. Did I do something wrong? Maybe. Backend host name. I think I have to specify port 8080. Okay. Add. Add. All right, so we got ACI as a backend. Now we have to route to it. Accepted protocol, HTTPS only. We're going to just call this production. I don't know. Patterns to match. Route type forward to the backend pool. Forwarding protocol is HTTPS because we have no HTTPS on this ACI endpoint. Add. Okay. We're not going to do any tags. We're going to review and create. I think I got this right. So we've created a reverse proxy. It's globally available. There's no region for it. I'll go into this more next week because I'm breezing through this. But basically, we've got a reverse proxy now that's going to cache static assets. And it's also going to be available globally. It's going to push those static assets out to edges. So yeah, Rockaboo, it is so breezy. I'm a breezy kind of guy. I like to think. I'm a breezy kind of guy. So the new thing, once this is done, is supposed to be go searching.azurefd.net. Probably not ready yet. Yeah. And this actually, I think, might take some time to percolate. I like that word, to percolate. Just because it's got to, like, under the hood, it's setting up a bunch of proxies. It's setting up a CDN. And it's pushing a lot of configuration out to those edge locations as well. So the first time you deploy, obviously it's taking a while to deploy, but even now after it deploys, it's going to take, I think it's going to take a few minutes, but let's see. Go searching. Yeah, should take a few minutes. Anyway, I'll put it in the chat. Go searching. Oh, so that one made it through Rockerboo with no reply. I don't know. I don't know why, but that's cool. I guess. Cool, I guess. One more time. No dice. So try that later. If I did this right, that should work. Our search engine is live. That's pretty cool. We hacked around things. We hacked things a lot, but oh, Rockerboo, you couldn't highlight the URL to copy it. The reply thing was taking control of the clicks. Yeah, it's doing that for me too, except when I click on the actual link. But yeah, I can't. Oh no, I can. I can. I just have to do it very delicately. See, look. I have to do it very delicately. Clicking is fine. Yeah. Let me go up to this one and see. Very. And then I have to do Control C. I can't right. I don't. Yeah, I couldn't right click. And then did I actually? Yeah, I actually copied it. Weird. All right. One more time. One more time. I really would love to see this working. No. Okay. Yeah, so it's gonna not if oh well our error changed. That's good. It's starting to push things out to the edge now. Eventually this should be, let's see. You won't be able to go to this via HTTP. So some browsers I think Chrome will automatically HTTPS it. I don't know about Edge. Probably Safari will automatically HTTPS it. Oh, it's up. It's up. Oh, not for me. Maybe I have to explicitly HTTPS. What? Yeah, okay. Let's see if it actually did. Yes. Yes, it even automatically HTTPSs. But that's a browser thing. I haven't set up the auto redirect on this side yet. Yeah, get a better DNS. So for that, the best way for me to do that is going to be with Cloudflare, to put Cloudflare in front of all this business. But let's put that in our to-do list. Get a better DNS for the host name. We have the ACI host name now, and we have the front door go searching.azurefd.net. One. Oh, did I add the fave icon? No, I didn't. Rockerboo, I opened this before, so this is how this is how I knew, but I forgot that it was this. Okay, this is happening. All right, we're gonna go to front end, and we're gonna go where. I guess we do this. Maybe. We're just gonna do that. And we're going, oh no, we don't have to do that because we have a URL. So we can open up our base.html. We've got to open up the head. We don't have a head, do we? No. Anyway, how do you do a fave icon again? Fave icon. Oh, no, I cheated. I need to do this. How to do an HTML fav icon. How do you add a fav? 101 computing. That's a new one. Let's try a one that I trust more. Undefined. That's a bug. That's a mega bug. HTML fav icon. Are we undefined again? Oh, we're not. HTML fav icon code, the best fav icon. W3C. That sounds better. All right, link rel icon. Cool. Link rel icon. What kind of image is this? Did I close it? I did. Let's go back to our fav icon. That's a PNG. Throw the link in there. Oh, thank you, Rockerboo. PNG, okay. Do some weird spacing stuff. Make ACI deploy. And run it, run it, run it. And you know what I should do to take advantage of the layering? This is where I kind of get into like the nerding out. If I copy the Go code separately from the view and the front end folders, then when I change HTML, it won't have to do any of this. It won't have to rebuild Go. Obviously, if I change Go, then it will. But if I change Go, then it won't have to recopy the front end or the views folder. So a little bit of nerding out, but might be cool. Where is my Go searching? .NED. Well, just can't see it because I have a ton of tabs open. Close other tabs. Yes! We got it. We have a fave icon of my face. Rockaboo, this is you. Shout out to Rockaboo. When I get Eric Bot Dev, I can do props Rockaboo. For now, you have my undying gratitude for making this amazing fave icon. I love it. I love it. All right, let's check this in. Fave icon and a hack. Hack and a half. Really? Now I'll have a lot of my face on top of the browser. That's right. That is branding. Oh, I forgot to stage all these commits. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. I have branding. That's right. You can say whatever you want about the search engine. All the bugs and everything, you can say whatever you want. But there's branding. It's the most important thing for me to go raise $100 million in VC funding. So anyway, Go search. We've got our Go search deal here. I checked everything in and pushed it. Check it out if you're into it. We've got a ton of to-dos here. So we will, well, we didn't get that far today because of all the ACI funniness. But we got sort of far. We got a fave icon, courtesy Rockerboo. So we'll just move that to the bottom. I don't want to take away all the things we've actually done. I don't want to forget about this fave icon especially. Yeah, so we didn't get that far, but we got some stuff done. We got a hack. That's good. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it a day for now. I've got a voice getting hoarse, and I've got a I've got a run to do. Pray for me. It's been a while. I think it's been like 2 weeks or something like that since I run, but it's sunny out, so that's cool. Anyway, that's my rambling. I will be back on Monday with Jennifer to do more pointers in Go. So that's gonna be more learning. Um, I think we might be done with pointers by the end of Monday. I don't know. We'll see. There's obviously a lot more pointer stuff to do, but we might be good for now, and we'll just go to the next thing, whatever that is. That's 11 a.m. Check it out if you're into it. 11 a.m. Pacific. And then Wednesday, we're doing more Kubernetes. Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. I think that one is going to be, we're going to build a new app, probably a Node app. There's going to be some Go involved, let's be honest. It's me. We're going to do some Go. So we're going to build a new app. We're going to put together all the YAML stuff. Probably going to use Helm to like package the whole app up for Kubernetes. We're going to deploy it to AKS, and we'll probably get all that done. Well, I don't know. We tangent a lot more than I tangent, so we'll see. But that's our goal. I think that's going to be our goal for Wednesdays, to get through that. And then the goal after that is like start throwing some more Kubernetes magic on top of it. Like we can get SSL certs, we can get routing, we can host multiple apps and have them talk to each other. We can do fancier stuff, even fancier buzzwords like service mesh. We could try that stuff out too. Yeah, and then I'll be back on Friday in a week, 10 a.m. Pacific. And yeah, Rocker Boot, layer on the mud. That's right. We're going to layer it on thick. By the end of our Kubernetes series on Wednesday, we might not even have an end because Kubernetes has so many things built on it. We're just going to keep layering them on. Layer on the complexity, layer on the mud, and just go for it. Just straight up, just go for every technology we can find. As long as we understand it and we explain it to ourselves and to everyone on the stream, I'm good with it. So yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy wherever you are. I hope you have good weather. You can go outside or at least do something good, do something cool. I'll see you all on Monday. Later, all.